I don't know if to leave this like some kind of blooper. The hell?
Why not?
Or not. All right. So, welcome everybody to a new episode of Music Cast, the music podcast where we don't really talk about music, but why these songs are so amazing and made an impact in our life. For today's episode, I got my friend from the internet, Luke.
Hey, how's it going, Pedro?
All good. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay.
That's nice. That's nice. Let's hope that we have an excellent episode. And I want
Yeah.
to and I want to remind my listeners, whoever is out there, to follow us in our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're going to open a Discord server, perhaps a TikTok. I'm not really sure. We also have our Spotify playlist, Music as Playlist, where you can listen to the song that we're going to mention in this episode and all the other from past episodes. So, what would you like to do, my friend? Would you like to start with your song, or do you want me to start with mine?
How about you go first?
All right. As always, enjoying my apple juice.
Dude, you need to cut down on that stuff.
What the hell? It's just apple juice. I don't know why people don't get it. Apple juice with rum, but apple juice.
Oh,
All right, let me start with my song. The one that I chose to introduce you, probably heard it because it was really big when it came out. It is Melancholy Hill by Gorillaz.
oh, I love that song.
Great, you know it. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Let me get a bit of technical information for the listeners. It was released in 2010 and it's from their album Plastic Beach. It's yeah, it was very popular. I think it was blasted to every radio station, NTV, TV channel, everywhere. But this song got me or made a click with me because by 2010 I was actually graduating from high school. And it was a different beat from what I normally hear. I like to go more into the heavy metal. And if you remember the video, they are going through these submarines to like a very big house, or well, to a studio, according to the story. And it brings me the memories and all that. I'm going out of high school, and all my friends are going to different places. But in some point that we may get back together, which it became kind of a reality in that process because a couple of years later, all my friends decided to go to different countries, and now I have people in Argentina, Chile, Mexico, everywhere. So maybe at some point we're gonna go to Melancholy Hill and get back together. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I wonder, I think everybody has a song or everybody has a genre that goes to, yeah, that brings you memory. Do you have any song in particular? It doesn't have to be the one that you selected for today's episode that gets you into some kind of remembrance or friends or whatever.
Yeah. I have a tendency to associate a song with what I was feeling the first time I ever heard it. So I love a lot of music from 2007 just because that was a good point in my life. I was a kid. I didn't, I was happy and naive. So
The good
yeah,
old years.
pretty much. Yeah. If I listen to a song from that time, I'm like, oh my God, it makes me think of everything I did at that time. So yeah, I have a few songs like this isn't from '07, but Drops of Jupiter is a song that I listened to a lot as a kid.
Okay.
By Train. That's a beautiful song to me, and it just takes me back to when I first listened to it. So yeah, I have a few like that.
That's right. And I think a lot of people, this is part of my project to start this, because it doesn't matter if you are really affiliated with music or not. There's always a song. There's always, some people more than others. So you have the tendency to go to the memories according to when you listen to the song. But yeah, everybody's gonna have a special song. But now that you mentioned this, what happened? Do you have any kind of weird feeling when you get a new song, but it's really old? So, for example, you get to know a new song today, but it's from the '60s.
Um,
How do you process that with your feelings? You remember because it's gonna be from this moment, or you kind of go back to the '60s, or to try to understand how the '60s were.
well, most of the time it doesn't have that effect on me. I guess mainly because I wasn't alive in the '60s, but but
Mainly, maybe.
but also, but even songs from like the '90s, if I listen to them, sometimes if I'm hearing it for the first time and I know it's from the '90s, I may get a bit of a vibe like, oh, this sounds like stuff that came out back then. But and it doesn't hit me that often. But there will be times when I hear a song and it's nostalgic to me, even though I've never heard it before,
Wow.
just because of the time that it comes from, I guess. So I think I have felt to an extent what you're talking about.
It's the power of music,
Oh yeah.
the real power of music. And as I mentioned a little before we started recording, you just graduated from a bachelor degree, my friend.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool, an accomplishment that
Well,
you're
thank
making.
you.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit. You graduated from?
Louisiana State University in Shreveport.
Nice.
Yeah, I got my secondary education degree.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. So you're in that point right now of big decisions are coming over now.
yeah, because it kind of hit me in my last semester. Because as I was becoming more and more involved in the classroom, because I was actually going to school every day and teaching kids every day, and it became exhausting. And I know like work in Excel gets exhausting, but this was like, I don't know, this was like, I don't know if I want to dedicate my life to this. And it's so I've got my degree. I plan on, I don't plan on letting it go to waste, but I'm kind of figuring out where I go next.
Right, right. Now that you mentioned, and you told me about it that you were doing teaching. Did you like it?
I liked it sometimes. There are some of the kids who were just the best. One of the kids drew like an anime style picture of me.
Cool.
They bought me a DiGiorno's pizza because they always call me Mr. DiGiorno because of my last name.
Right, right.
But yeah, a few of the kids, they were great, and there are some that I'm not gonna miss. And
No, and I actually ask you this because when I was in Venezuela, when I was in my country, I was a teacher. I was an English
oh,
teacher for a couple of months.
oh wow,
And I remember that I hated all my teachers in high school.
yeah,
And I said, I'm never going to be one. This is like the worst thing you could do. But time passes, and I went to the university and all this and that. And I was trying to get a job, like a part time. Turns out that an English academy opened. Dude, I'm telling you that almost right behind my house. Like it was stupid nearby and convenient to where my life was happening. And I was like, sure, I need money. Let's see how that goes. And I have that feeling, I have that mixed feeling. It was an amazing experience to teach somebody, to share your knowledge. There's some people I miss, there's other that I don't.
yeah.
And what it really hit me is because I taught kids, but I'm telling you, like 6, 7 year old kids.
Mm.
Then I went with 8 to 10, probably. They changed into another classroom. And at night, I was teaching adults. And I was the younger. So
Oh.
I was only 18, and the youngest student that I have in the adult classroom was like 35, I think.
So that was a bit of a paradigm shift every night. Just
Yeah, imagine the first time that I'm getting into the classroom on the first level, and I just sit. I didn't even have the uniform because I got hired like 2 days prior.
oh,
So I just entered to the with my backpack, which I'm coming from the university. So I
right.
look like any other student, and I just sit in the teacher's desk. And I could notice some of the students was like, we have that kind of asshole student who's gonna pretend that's who's gonna play a prank on the professor and whatever. And then like I see the time, like, okay, are we ready? Let's start. They're like, what? You're younger than my kids. And I'm like, well, I'm the teacher. So
Yeah. I kind of went through stuff like that just because I've been told that I have a bit of a baby face because
you do.
I
You do.
because I remember when I started my semester over there, I went into the teacher's lounge to use the bathroom, and I saw another teacher there, and I was like, "Hey," and she said, "Excuse me, what are you doing in here?" And I just kind of flashed my badge, and I was like, I work here, kind of."
Yeah.
The same person made the same mistake later. She was like, "Excuse me, oh, it's you."
Oh wow. Yeah, it is. It's an interesting feeling, but
Yeah,
teaching can be amazing and it can be dreadful depending of the part of the semester that you're in, I gotta
yeah.
say.
it can. It depends on a lot of things, really.
Yeah, I even have connection with some of my students right now, and that I would say, and probably you felt that too, that magical moment when you notice that one of your students is using something that you teach them.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
wow,
I got that.
it's wow, I taught you that. You didn't know that, and it's because of me. And you know that it's not an ego thing. It's just like
It feels like you're making an impact.
that's it. You couldn't say it better.
Yeah.
That's it. It's yeah. But well, what can I say? I mean, teaching is something. I don't think I'm gonna do it again though.
You don't?
No, not really. I think it was like a time that I could change the perspective that I have with the teaching process and professors of all ages and subjects,
Mm.
except physical education. Like, come on, you're just putting people to run around and I'll go play soccer. That's not teaching. But it's just my thinking. But it was kind of an experiment. I see it right now. Like there's a saying that says that everybody in a point of their life should work as a waiter because you get to well they use this example and this saying for the shitty job and people and customer service and all that, but I use the being a teacher is to see the other side, which in some point I hated, and I was like,
Yeah, it is a weird feeling being on the other side of that. When you used to look up to those people all the time.
yeah. And I mean, your case was probably weirder because you were studying and teaching at the same time, so you have to go back and forward pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little weird because I had expectations from my professor at the college, and I had certain expectations from the actual teacher I was working with,
Mm.
and they wanted me to do it one way, and the teacher I was working with said, "You don't have to do it like that. We can just say you did, and you'll get a good grade." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, by any means, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I was like, I am fine with that because
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah,
And the process, what you had to do was very complicated, or it was just
yeah, especially writing lesson plans. They had because like my teacher or the teacher I was with, she showed me how they write lesson plans over at the school. They're like a page long plan, and that's even if they have to write them. They mostly don't have to.
okay.
But I told her, well, I have to write 5 lesson plans, and 5 lesson plans for me, according to LSUS, takes up like 60 pages
Okay.
for 5 days worth of learning. And she was like, "Oh my god."
Wow.
So it was weird transitioning that into like an actual classroom.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, the theory tends to be so much different than practice.
It really does.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I went away. I'm trying to pull back
Oh,
a couple of questions, and I wanted to ask, which one would you say that is your favorite genre, or the genre that identifies Luke, your music genre?
if I had to pick, maybe I guess electronic music,
Okay.
or something of that nature.
Do you like the electronic music with lyrics or more the instrumental side of?
Oh, I like a little bit of both. I told you before, like I was still into like Owl City.
Mhm.
That's the main electronic music I listen to. I like other ones too, but like that's what made me. That's the first like electronic, I guess, musician I listened to, and I was like, I really dig this. And my song actually by him, but
All right. All right. And do you say there's a genre that you don't necessarily love?
um,
Or is that it doesn't matter that you haven't heard the song, just because you identify the instruments and the genre, you say, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that.
yeah, I'm not really into like club music or trap music, anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a very mellow kind of person, I guess. So
Okay. So and you like to go into that high velocity music, those crazy tempos is not really your thing.
yeah, I mean it can be my thing. Like if I like the melody to it, I can get into it. But most of the time, like when I'm in a club and I'm listening to the music, I'm like, I don't feel like dancing to this. But
Okay. Okay.
that's just me though.
No, everybody has their own style. I hate clubs. I really don't like going to clubs.
Oh
It's
yeah,
yeah, it's not my thing. It's not my thing.
me neither.
Yeah, I told you I'm heavy metal, so I just like going to a mosh pit and screaming and kicking and punching. And
Oh
wh-
yeah,
when you go to a club and everybody's dancing and happy, I'm like, yeah, this is weird. This is not for me.
yeah, yeah. I get that.
There's a whole world out there, and I'm always a crazy one because I don't have any friends to go to the mosh pit with. So
Oh,
yeah, it's
I'll
like
go with you.
all right. I have a concert on August.
Oh my god.
Shit's getting real. One question that this question was brought to me by a family member, and I think it's an amazing question for the podcast. If and I like to do this spot on. If you can choose a song, I'm sorry, a movie or a video game to live with, to live in, which one would be?
A movie or a video game?
Yeah,
Hmm. That is a tough one.
yeah.
Um,
Of course, if you like something like Assassin's Creed, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the one who's going to die.
okay.
Like,
'Cause I was
don't go
gonna
like you're the protagonist, but you live in that world of that movie or the world of that video game.
Yeah. I would like something like well, I mean, to go back to our other podcast, the Sonic games would be fun to live in.
Yeah.
I could also something like the Kirby games, like just something I could kind of vibe in, but also just go on adventures and just like, yeah.
I would say that the Sonic Adventure one would be an amazing place.
Oh yeah, just a friggin' Station Square with all those plastic people. I'd love it.
Yeah. And then you can go to Mystic Rings and get lost in the forest and find a big cat in some point.
Yeah. As for a movie, that's I don't know. I like to live in, I guess this is kind of a generic one, but I guess Harry Potter. I mean, it would just be cool to like go to a place like Hogwarts. Like if I could just make that my education, that'd be nice. I wouldn't learn anything practical like I have learned in college and stuff, but I mean, I'd learn magic. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I never saw like a regular. They don't know how to multiply.
Probably not, no.
It's, they know
But
how
then,
to make a love potion and the multi juice, but forget
which
it.
is just messed up if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Which is weird because it pretty much tells in that world that the magicians, the wizards, and the muggles are completely separated. Like,
Yeah,
aren't they supposed to kind of be mixed together? But
there's kind of some racism slash classism there, I guess.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
so I might reconsider that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need to figure out on Harry Potter's world. Good answer. Good answer. I like those. Sonic and Harry Potter. I could be there as well, trying to create a mosh pit with, with all telling to all the kids in Hogwarts, okay, let's create a mosh pit. Let's run, people, run. I think it's time, my friend, that we listen to my song.
Let's go.
So for anybody who's out there, grab a good pair of headphones and let's listen to Melancholy Hill by Gorillaz, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Did you like it? You told me you like it.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite like Gorillaz song that I've heard by them. Which I've never seen the video before. I've only ever heard the song. So the video was new for me because I was like, what is going on? But
Yeah, well, as you know, Gorillaz is a very complicated story with the whole band itself.
yeah, because my brother's really into him, and he tells me like there's like stories between all the videos, and they got these consistent characters and stuff.
Oh
Which is
yeah,
really cool.
yeah, it's very good. They actually put on a book recently. Well, last year I think that they released a book trying to put together all these different eras that you may say through Gorillaz. But if you just saw the video for the first time, I would like to throw some fun fact that I know. If you probably saw Snoop Dogg over there that they made like in the cartoon. There are a couple of characters that they show
Yeah.
that they do this kind of cameo. All these are actual artists who help them produce or they made any kind of featuring within the album.
Oh, that's cool.
Because there's Snoop Dogg, there's De La Soul, which is the one from Feel Good Inc. There's Bruce Willis because he appeared in another video. So they made like that kind of tribute that everybody was helping to create that song. And to go even further, that song is the most different song to the rest of the album.
Yeah.
If you... Go ahead.
I'm pretty much just agreeing. Like it's I don't know what the word would be. I guess softer than their other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and Murdoch, which is the bass, the best player who is actually a cartoon. They are the ones who go in the interviews. So if you go to Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Fallon, you're not gonna see the actual people. Is these characters who make a virtual interview?
That's right. I remember. Didn't they get Jack Black in one of their videos?
Yeah,
Like, okay, I thought so. Like one of their more recent ones.
yeah. For the new album, which is a masterpiece,
Oh
they
yeah.
decided that every song is gonna be with somebody else. They're gonna have a feature in each and every song,
Oh, nice.
which it became, yeah, a masterpiece. Is something they have. Yeah, you just say it, the name. I just lost it.
Oh, Jack Black.
Yeah, they have Elton John. They got Elton John. They had got
Oh yeah, they did do that.
Beck. They got a lady from France, I think, which the song is really, really mellow. If you like Melancholy Hill, I would say this other song, which is called Désolé, I believe is sad in French.
Oh,
It's wow, really, really same vibes, same vibes. And they say that they got this song within the album because they needed something a little bit softer or more open to marketing, perhaps not something so hard as they were going on the other songs. But yeah, I mean it's Gorillaz. They always very creative.
yeah,
Hmm?
they definitely are.
Hmm. So yeah, that was my song, my friend, for you and everybody who's
Yeah.
listening. What you got for me? What you brought?
Well, now I'm kind of second guessing myself because I was going back and forth between this and a different song, but I guess since I already have this one up,
All right, no problem. I have another guest who changed her song as we were listening to my song. So
oh, okay.
anything goes.
I'm thinking about doing that because the song that I have up, I think it impacted me more, but the other one I'm thinking of, I think it's something that's more impressive and it's something that I could see impacting more people,
Oh,
possibly.
okay. So yeah, let's go to that. Well, whatever you decide. You
Okay.
you are free here.
What's it called? Oh yeah. So it's called "Fly to Paradise." Now, I believe the original song is by Sarah Brightman, but the version I'm showing you, and I don't know who. I looked it up and I couldn't find out who did it first, Sarah Brightman or Eric Whitacre.
Okay. And the version that you're choosing is the one by Eric.
Right.
Okay. All right. Do you know by any chance when it was released?
Let me see. Okay, so it debuted in the YouTube video. So it was, let's see, July 11th, 2013.
Okay.
And let me make sure that's right.
We're double checking every fact here, my friend.
Yeah, I want to say July 11th because the first time it was heard, I think, was on the YouTube video. And then I think Sarah Brightman's version was in 2018.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. It was from 2018, the Sarah version.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay, so now that we just made this quick change.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No. I'm happy for it because it makes me want to ask why. Why do you think this song is going to make an impact in people, or why do you think it deserves?
Well, it's more about the concept of like what it took to make the song rather than the song itself. I mean, the song itself is uplifting, it's inspiring. It definitely makes me feel good every time I listen to it. But do you know? Have you heard of Eric Whitacre?
I'll be honest, I don't.
Okay,
Or
well,
perhaps if I heard it, I cannot say, oh, it's that song.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who haven't, because I mean, it's not something they play on the radio. Usually, he basically has a virtual choir. Basically, he takes people from all over the world and they all submit videos of them singing a part for a certain song. And he puts all those videos together, harmonizes them, and he has the choir perform like virtually over Zoom or whatever.
Wow.
So this song, Fly to Paradise, it has, I think, almost 6,000 singers from 100 different countries.
Wow.
Yeah, and that in itself is amazing to me. Like, just because I think it gives a sense of like, community togetherness, just people from all over the world coming together to just sing a song.
And it's amazing. How do you get like 6,000 people, right? Like,
He just has a lot of people audition, and the music video for it, it takes place. I love the art of the video too. That's one of the main reasons I love it so much. The song is pretty and the visuals are pretty because it takes place in this city, and but every building, all the windows are the different screens from the people who are recording themselves singing. So
yeah.
it's just a city made up of people singing, and it's really awesome.
It kind of takes me back to that pandemic, when the pandemic was starting, that we saw those videos from the Italy. I think it was Italy and Spain, that the people got together to sing through the balconies.
Oh yeah, yeah, something like that. But
But through Zoom, and